Telepathy.
Telepathy.
Your favorite podcast on the internet.
With Enzo and Anna Catherine. It's season 3.
Season 3 of
Welcome.
Telepathy. We're starting. It's episode 94, and we're also 6 months into the year. But Telepathy needed a rebrand, a fresh little start. So, guys, we have a new cover, and this is like the official start of season 3. Like, technically, all of 2025 was season 3, but this is like season 3.
Yes, it is.
It's season
And
3.2.
as they say in this like new EP I've been listening to, you know, the best things come in threes.
Oh, what is that a reference to? Anyways, guys, no, I'm just kidding.
Go
That's
stream.
a reference to Genre Fluid 3, which is out now. I don't know if I ever talked about that on the podcast, but you guys can go listen
Yeah, I
to
think
that after.
Did. I feel like you mentioned it last time.
I think I mentioned that it was coming out soon, but okay, yeah, season 3, we have a new cover. Let's talk about the new cover. And
okay.
obviously we have our artistic director and full creative team here with us.
And by the
It's
way,
just
like
us.
this is a makeshift, like I like just moved into my new apartment a week ago and I'm still getting things set up. So this is a makeshift background. I will have a better podcast set up next week and it'll be like pretty and it'll be cool and it'll look like a real podcast setup. But yeah,
so legit.
yeah. So our idea for the like cover was basically just to, what was our idea?
What was our idea? What was the vision? Okay, it was like we wanted to go with the wires theme. So if you can see that in the cover, kind of like brain waves, sort of this like idea of we're connected. So we had like wrapping
Right.
on the wires and it's all binded together by a microphone to show that this podcast just brings our telepathy together. And
Yes.
a lot of post-production work was done on it. Everyone, round of applause for Anna.
Thank you
Yay.
guys. And Enzo.
Yes, for serving
slight-
face in the cover. I'm just kidding.
But yeah, we also wanted to like kind of change up the font a little bit. Like we like the italic sans serif font that we've been doing, but we wanted to change it up a little bit by pixelating it. And so we found like it's kind of a similar font to the Telepathy, the original Telepathy font. That's Kazlan, my favorite font. But
Yes.
a more pixelated version. So we're going with the like glitchy aesthetic. I feel like it just matches. I think the color palette matches very well. I mean, obviously we're always going to stay green and purple. That's no matter how many times we rebrand the cover, like our brand is the same. It's green and purple and like brainwaves and connection and telepathy, but
Same us, but different font.
yes.
Which, like, literally.
Exactly.
But yes, our episode for today, I'm really excited about. We're going to be talking about feminism in pop music. There's just been some recent discussions and stuff, and even just like looking throughout history or her story, as we're going to be calling it today, and just seeing how that's evolved through music
Yes.
and Hollywood and all of the above. But of course, we have to start off with our camp question. Take it away.
Yes. Okay. Name, age, and how many plants do you own that are living?
I'm Enzo. I'm 18, and I have 0 living plants at the moment.
Oh, wow.
Which is so bad. I'd say that the last plant that I owned was flowers that I got after Scooby-Doo. Thank you to my parents for the support. But they are no longer with us. May they rest in peace. We
Ugh.
tried to water them. They were living for a bit, but it's been like a month now and they're no longer with us. So rest in peace to those flowers. But yes, my last living plant.
My name's Anna. I'm 22, and I have 2 planty plants that are living, and 1 vase of flowers that are on their last few days from Trader Joe's. But I've had these 2 plants actually both since my freshman year of college. One is named Shar, and she's named after our English teacher from freshman year. And it was like me and my roommate Maggie's goal to like keep her alive throughout all of college from the beginning. And now she's here in my new apartment in Charlotte, so that's very exciting.
Oh, I love
Char
that.
in Charlotte. I just realized that.
Oh my gosh.
And
She's
then-
found her new home.
Yes. And then our other plant is sitting right beside me, and his name is, I believe, Edmund. And he was also named after a professor. We named all of our plants after professors.
Oh my gosh.
Music, TV shout outs.
Yes, I literally have 2 for this week. I feel like I've been back in my music kick and all of that. But okay, first of all, Banned from No. It's from the Carter 6 Deluxe by Lil Wayne featuring Nicki Minaj. So good. I'm like, this is me every time Nicki Minaj releases something, but this is the best rap verse of 2025. I don't know, like I've just been quoting it every 5 seconds and I'll get in the car and I'll put it on and I make it like a minute into the song and then I'm like, wait, let's start it over. Like I just need it to hit one more time. It's so good. My second one is Amber by 311, 311, 311. I actually don't know how the band name is pronounced, but I feel like we all know this song, even if the title doesn't ring a bell, like you've definitely heard this song. It's just one of those summer songs that you hear in like a beach playlist, and I've been listening to it so much. It's kind of in the same category for me as Island in the Sun. On an Island in the Sun by Weezer. I don't know, I just like randomly sing it. But yeah, I've been listening to that song a lot, and I have this playlist that's like I choose a song for every month of the year, and this one has already solidified itself. It solidified itself as the song for June. So love that. It's such a vibe.
Nice.
And then I watched Clueless this week, which is so good.
Oh,
I love that
cool.
movie, but also Enzo tried to watch something new challenge, but I fail every time.
Real. I also have two song shout outs since we've been gone for a little bit. The first one is I feel like this might be a TikTok song right now, but I wouldn't know because I don't have TikTok. Just
Oh, I
kidding.
can't relate. Oops.
Will you have TikTok again?
Yes. I just told you I was going to start
Bruh.
posting on it.
Oh, right.
Ugh.
I thought you were gonna like re-download it to start posting on it, not just like okay. Anyways,
Oh, yeah, that.
but it's My Baby by Japanese Breakfast. Because I love Japanese Breakfast, and it like showed up in my autoplay once, and I was like, oh yeah, I haven't heard this one yet. And then I saw it on like Instagram Reels the next day, so I was like, it's probably a TikTok song. And then the next one is called Night Call by Kavinsky, and Inhaler actually just did a cover of this on Triple J, and their cover, I honestly kind of like their cover better than the original because it's like more my style. But the original one is really good too. So it's a good early 2010s like it's kind of like Daft. They're kind of like Daft Punk vibes.
I love Daft Punk.
Yeah, it's like the French EDM, not too EDM, like French. What do you even call that?
Dance, disco, pop
Yeah.
rock. Yeah, all of that.
Electronic, but not EDM.
Yeah.
If you want to listen to any of these songs that we've shouted out, we have a playlist called the Telepathy playlist, which you can go to by going to our Instagram at the Telepathy Pod. We have a highlight circle that has called playlist, and it has a link to the playlist. How many times did I just say playlist?
You got to the word count. Okay,
Yes,
should we
I
do a
did.
quick recap and then get into the
Oh,
topic
yeah.
of today?
Yeah, we do need a week recap for sure.
Okay, so I'm officially on summer break and I also graduated high school. Round of applause for me. I'm just kidding.
Yay.
I got my diploma and then literally the day after I went to Austin, Texas for my orientation and I thought it was really good. It was just like a little bit too long. Like I met with my advisor and stuff like that and there was kind of some dead time and like yes, I was socializing and all that, but I think that with graduating college, ooh, we're getting ahead of ourselves. With graduating high school the day before, I think I just kind of was in a summer mindset and I was kind of just like the social battery dead. But it was a lot of fun. Other than that, I've just been working on like content creation stuff and music. I've been in my little influencer era, been making YouTube videos and stuff. So those will all be back. So subscribe to my YouTube channel at Enzo Antonio
Yes.
so you can keep up to date with that little plug. Okay, your week, go.
Wait, you fell. So I just started my new job on Monday. So now we have to record this podcast always after 5 p.m. So I work 9 to
Working
5 now.
9 to 5.
I work 9 to 5 now until I retire, which is a crazy thing to think about.
Well, you don't know that.
True, I don't know that.
Like you could get like a cool project-based job, you know?
You're right. But on like about a week ago, I moved in. Like a week from today ago, I started the job, and then like on Saturday before that, I moved in. And I've just been like unpacking. I actually have a video coming out soon, hopefully the next
Yay.
week of unpacking. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how the video turns out because I feel like I didn't do a very good job.
No, me and Carolina have been waiting for this. We're really excited.
Okay. At least you guys will watch it. Like, I want to
Yes.
like start getting a bit more intentional with my YouTube videos because I don't know. We'll see how the video turns out. But I mean, yeah, you can see me like unpack a little bit. I still have a lot of unpacking or a good amount of unpacking to do, and I still have to get all the art on my walls. But my job has been really good. I've been really enjoying it, and I'm liking the 9 to 5 lifestyle. I'm liking living alone a lot. Um, but I still have to like get used to like living alone and like making friends and that type of stuff. So, but it's been good.
Yay, that's so exciting.
It's weird though that like yeah, it's just weird that like this is just my life forever now until I decide to change it.
Okay, I mean, yeah, I feel like it's like a fun way to look at it, but don't let it like don't get caught up in kind of being like, oh, I'm stuck because it's like you can
Yeah,
always. So
that's
yeah,
true.
but that's fun.
Yes. Okay, should we get
Okay,
into the
yes,
topic?
we should. I think that a great place to start, which is kind of what originated this episode idea, is Sabrina Carpenter and her new album, specifically her album cover. Also, her new album is coming out. Is it in August or something?
I think so.
Yeah, which I mean, a year turnaround for another album, which okay, that's
What
impressive.
are your
But
thoughts on the Man-Child song?
okay, I was gonna talk about that. I'm not a huge fan,
Yeah, I'm not either.
but also I'm not. I would definitely classify myself as a more casual listener for Sabrina Carpenter. Like I'm definitely rooting for her, and I think last year was Espresso Summer, and I think that she can make a hit and is like a really solid pop artist. But this song for me personally, I don't know, like it's not something lyrically that I connect with, which it's not like I have to connect with everything that I listen to, but I don't know, especially a lot of with like the country inspiration with the
Mm,
production. I like it. I just don't think it's for me. Like there's definitely an audience for
yeah.
that
I
kind of
definitely
style. I just don't know
don't
if it's me.
not. I definitely don't not like it. Like I'm not a hater or anything at any point in time. Like
Yeah, same.
I've always been a really big Sabrina Carpenter fan. Like I'm enough of a fan to like go to a concert of hers, but not for $200 plus, which I don't think will ever be possible. So,
Yeah, and
you
that's
know,
like for any concert nowadays, but
yeah. Like Addison Rae, like I wanted to maybe I might I'm still gonna keep an eye out, but I don't know because she's playing these like
Austin,
tiny
Austin is
venues.
literally sold out.
Did you see how
Like
much the prices were there when they went
it's
on
sold
sale?
out. So like but resale is like 150 or something. I'm like, I
Yeah,
can't.
like 150 for like a little venue that like Declan McKenna would play at.
I know. I think that maybe her team kind of underestimated how, I mean,
Yeah,
because she's
she
not
could
like
be
a touring
playing.
artist necessarily, or like yet, like she's not known for her performances yet. So maybe that's why they kind of thought like, oh, we don't know what the turnout will be, but, or
Mhm,
maybe she just wanted to play smaller venues. But I think that the demand is a lot higher than
than they
maybe
thought,
anticipated.
for
But
sure.
yeah, okay. So we wanted to talk about the Sabrina Carpenter's album cover. So she released the lead single for it, Man Child, and the album is called Man's Best Friend. And in the cover, there's said man just kind of sitting there, and she's very much positioned, dare I say, in the way of a canine. It's a little bit in reference to the whole idea of a
Yeah,
man's best friend referencing a
being a dog.
dog, which, okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's some sort of vision with that. Cool. But I've been seeing a lot of different
I do.
opinions.
I'm gonna say my surface level, very first opinion when she announced the album was like I actually really liked the album cover and I thought it was very creative and clever. Like in my opinion, I didn't think she was. I took it more as a joke, like or being kind of witty. Like I was like, yeah, that's kind of a cool idea. Like that's kind of funny. And like also not just the like dog imagery from her like being on all fours or whatever, but like the I think the back of the album has like a puppy on it. I was like, this could be cute too. Like I like this. And then obviously like it kind of the social media, it did its thing, traveled throughout social media, and then people kind of turned against her because a lot of people are claiming that she's like a lot of people are not taking it in like a satirical way and being like, she's what's the word like I don't know
like
what I'm trying
trying
to
to
say.
please the patriarchy and
Right.
kind of going off of these outdated roles.
Stereotypes, roles, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I understand that, but I personally don't think it's supposed to be taken that seriously. Like, I think it's kind of just a creative, like, art direction concept as someone who does art direction. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on it?
Okay, so I'm not a hater either. I think that I definitely saw that there was a vision that she's going for, and I do think it is like clever. However, it's just something that I look at and I'm kind of thinking, not me, stay safe though, because I don't know. And I saw a lot of discourse in the comments about it, and I don't really know which side I'm necessarily on. Well, it's not like I have to pick a side or something, but I saw that there was a few comments. There was this entire thread that was kind of saying, well, she's a mainstream pop artist. And so many people are going to see this cover and this album. And even if they don't know her humor, know that it's satire, that they can then draw conclusions about the patriarchy and how she views women in relation to men. And I see what they're trying to say, but also I am like a little bit tired of this argument of always trying to be like nitpicky with celebrities and being like, oh, you're supposed to be a role model because I don't know, like she never advertised her music as like for kids 12 and under, you know?
Yeah.
Like she's definitely known
That's
for
true.
her innuendos and explicit lyrics. So I don't know, it's
Yeah.
more just based on these kids' parents and their discretion of and their kind of beliefs on what age their kids should listen to this music or be exposed to this artist, you know? So I don't
I
think
feel
that's
like,
necessarily her job.
yeah, I feel like me as a young, impressionable woman,
Yes.
I wouldn't say I'm impressionable actually, but I'm just saying that like even if I wasn't a, I mean, I'm like a medium fan of her. Like I'm not like a stan, and I'd usually know what she's up to at all times, but I'm not. I'm not a stan, but I usually know what she's up to at all times. I didn't mean it like
I have
that.
Sabrina Carpenter on Life 360, guys.
I meant like I'm on social media enough to like know what she's doing without people having to send me Instagram reels of it.
Yeah, like you're well versed culturally.
But I would say that like I wouldn't, if I was not a fan of her, I wouldn't say that I would have come across that and be like, oh, Sabrina Carpenter's on all fours and letting a man pull her hair, so I'm gonna be on all fours and let a man pull my hair. Like I don't think, I think people are smart enough to like see that it's not fully serious, but also at the same time people are taking it seriously. So now I'm like, what?
Yeah, I just think the thing for me, and this is with the song Man Child, which I know also people were kind of critiquing it a little bit because she says like, or is he slow? And people are saying that that's kind of a term that's not
Oh yeah.
like very nice to use, to put it quite simple, which I mean, okay, I can definitely see that. And I think that
Yeah.
I like the chorus
Some
of the
people were
song.
saying it's a slur, which I don't know if I would go as far to say it's a slur.
Yeah. I mean, I don't feel like it's not my place
I
to
mean, yeah, we
comment.
like
Like, I
don't
don't
cancel
know.
us. Like this is not our place to like
Right.
say that. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like people are being nitpicky about things to like try to like get her.
Exactly. And okay, I see that there's some sort of artistic concept going on here. And I think that Man Child, I like the chorus. I don't love the pre-chorus, which is the part that's been going viral. Because I feel like it's just a little bit like, I don't know. Like I like a speaky pre-chorus with a fun little rhyme, but this one just feels it is very musical theater coded, I will say, so that's kind of fun. But something about it just feels, I don't know, like it changes the pacing of the song, and I'm kind of just like, okay. And this whole idea of, you know, a man's best friend, and then when she says like, I like my men incompetent, I'm kind of like she definitely has. I'm giving her the space to like have this artistic liberty, you know, and talk about these things. But I'm kind of wondering like where she's going with this, and if this is something that ties into the concept of the album. Where does this go? Like, is she just going to be calling like men dumb for the entire album, or like what is the full vision? Do you know what I mean?
I feel like people aren't choosing an argument because people are saying, oh, she's like setting back feminism this many years, but then they're also saying, oh, she's just, all she's saying is that men are incompetent, men are dumb and stupid.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't think that there's a solid argument. I think people are just hating on her regardless. But like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not like a huge fan of the song. And I think I get the point of the song. It's that, isn't it like she's just saying that she keeps like dating guys who are really stupid and
Yeah,
she
she's like,
can't.
I like my men incompetent, and something about like I don't choose them, they choose me. Like it does feel like a silly little like, oh, I promise I'm not intentionally going to these relationships knowing that I'm gonna get myself in trouble. It just keeps happening, which like, okay, whatever, it's fine, it's cute.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I think just like overall, I don't know, I feel like I'm just not drawn to that necessarily.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's just such a normal thing for me that I've known for a while is like, I don't love songs that are constantly centered around like love or whatever. It's just like, I don't know, because I feel like
Yeah.
there are other aspects of the world that you can explore through music. I feel like I'm just sounding like I'm on my soapbox right now,
Or just
and
if
it's
it's said
embarrassing.
in a different way. Like, I kind of feel the same way. Like, I don't think I want to listen to a song that's literally like so explicitly not explicit in a like inappropriate way. I mean, explicit in like a stating these
Literal.
words like in a literal way of like, this guy is dumb, this guy is stupid. Whereas Lana Del Rey could say, man child. Actually, I'm not
You're
going to finish
just a
the.
man. It's just,
I'm not going
see,
to
I'm
finish
kind of a
the.
hypocrite 'cause I'm kind of like, I'm not really drawn to that. But then me in the car, like, you're just a man. It's just what you do. Like, what? Like,
Yeah.
I guess we're picking and choosing. No, I'm just kidding. But that's the thing is, like, I'm not really bothered by this. I just feel like I'm not really going to be listening to the song over and over. Okay. But that being said, I did also see this thing. There's two posts that I want to talk about that I saw. So I saw one that was saying that we're entering an era of literalism because people just cannot fathom that some things just need an extra 20 seconds to process and that maybe it's not meant literally. And this kind of ties into that where it's kind of like, okay, she's not literally saying that women are like dogs to men. Like nobody's saying that. She's not saying that. You just have to like look into it a little bit extra, which I see that argument. Once again, I'm still not like the biggest fan of this album cover. Like, it's not like I'm like, yes, she did her big one on that. Like, it's like I see the idea. It's kind of clever. I see what she's trying to go for, but I'm kind of just like, okay, that's fine.
I've had some other interesting things that I don't think we've brought up yet. Um, Putting my AirPod in. I promise. I really need to invest in some new AirPods. Like, I'm serious. That like these are already running out, and it's been like 25 minutes.
Oh my
And they've been like
gosh.
in the charger for the past 3 hours. So I watched. Okay, well, first off, I want to state this before we like get canceled or whatever. But that like, I don't take everything that Anthony Fantano says to heart. I agree with some things that Anthony Fantano, aka the Needle Drop, on YouTube, music reviewer, says. I like
His
some of
face
his
in the
reviews.
Benson Boone review.
I'm so excited for him to come out with the Benson Boone full album review.
He
Like, I
looked
will be.
mortified.
He looked like he was literally gonna throw up on camera, and I was like, same. But like, I know that his Benson Boone review is gonna be epic, and I'm like refreshing YouTube for when that day comes. But he also gave Zeros by Declan McKenna um like a 4
Out
or
of
something.
10?
Yeah.
That's
It's a
crazy.
really terrible thing. Um, so I don't agree. I'm just saying, I don't agree with everything he says, but I watched a video by him the other day. I didn't watch he made a full video about the Sabrina Carpenter stuff, which I didn't watch yet, but he also made a video that was like reacting or like he had like his followers put in like their interesting hot takes on current things and he was like talking about them and somebody said like I forget if this was Anthony's point or like the followers' point, but they said like I don't think Sabrina Carpenter ever was somebody that agreed to like be promoting feminism so much. Like obviously, I think all women should, whether you're like a feminist activist, or just like someone like me who's like, yeah, I agree, women should have equal pay and equal like everything.
Everything. Yeah. That was telepathy, I think.
But Sabrina Carpenter never said that she was going to be like a feminist activist. And she also does Okay, so the other interesting thing is that I've seen some things recently about like Sabrina. Why does Sabrina Carpenter not have? I feel like not many men have like like a celebrity crush on her, or like. But I saw this post that was like men think of her more as like a cute little like sister or something, which I found interesting.
Yeah.
I do think she's just more for the girls. Like her performances are more for the girls. Like maybe like Tate McRae. Can you still hear me? Okay. Maybe like Tate McRae is more of a type of performer that guys would be like more into. I don't really know what I'm trying to say.
I know what you're trying to say. Like a
But
lot
Sabrina
of
Carpenter
pop
does it in a
stars.
yeah. Sabrina Carpenter does it in more of a campy way where it's not like she's literally trying to be like, oh yeah, look at me. She's more like, funny and campy.
Right. Like kind of like they love to hate anybody who's like feminine and creative.
Yeah.
And kind
So
of
I'm
like some of
like,
her tour moments, where she's like, oh, running around like playing this character and then reveals the towel and it's supposed to be like fun and cute. It's like a lot of
yeah.
people are not going to try to criticize that because it's not like she's just being creative and
So I think, I don't really know what I'm trying to say, but what I'm trying to say is like, I don't think she's meant to be either extreme. I don't think she's meant to be like super feminist activist, and I also don't think she's meant to be just for guys to like watch and be like in love with her or whatever. I think she's like for the middle. Like she's just a fun little entertainer that likes to make fun songs and doesn't have
for the
anything
human
like
gaze.
right. I don't think she really has a super important message to say, and that's not a bad thing. I'm just saying like I think people want her to have like a super important message, but she just doesn't, and I think that's fine.
Yeah. I honestly think that, feminism is something that should be upheld just because it's feminism and we should all be equal.
Yeah.
And it's not upheld because it's like, oh, Sabrina Carpenter represents all women. And so she's empowering women. So therefore, women should have equal rights. It's like,
Yeah.
regardless of what Sabrina Carpenter's doing or regardless of what any woman is doing, especially in the public eye, it's like, it's not up to you to ensure that everybody is treated equally. It's like, this should just be something that's like, it's not a privilege. This is just like a basic right.
Yeah,
And
like it should be
it should be the
so
standard regardless of
yeah,
like
like it
what
should
is
be
going
so
on.
obvious now that we don't even have to talk about it cuz like, it's like duh, like women should have
Yeah, and
equal
just because
rights.
she's doing this, it doesn't mean that she's like anti-feminist or something. It doesn't necessarily mean that she is here solely for the purpose of advocating for women, but it's like feminism should just be to where you existing as an artist is enough because you're capable of doing all of these things. And it's like you don't have to have a feminist centered message without it
Yeah.
being like anti-women,
Yeah, exactly. 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 But I was going to say thanks for
Her.
thanks for telepathizing and paraphrasing my words so that
Yes.
I'm like I'm probably gonna say something like that comes out completely wrong, and then people are gonna like dig this up in 10 years and like cancel us.
No, I don't think so. But okay, one thing that I wanted to talk about, which is another post that I saw, it was a TikTok. Guys, sue me. But it was saying that why does it always has to be in Hollywood or whatever that a woman has to be hated first before we can accept her as iconic. And I thought about that. I was like, wait, there's always some sort of hatred era that comes about. Like, and I'm even thinking, like, maybe 5 years from now, everyone's gonna be like, Katy Perry's iconic. She handled this. She took the memes well. We accept her now. Do you know? Or just like something like that.
Because didn't Lady Gaga did Lady Gaga ever go through? I mean, I'm sure she's had like blips of hate, but like, didn't I feel like she kind of like just really had a comeback with this new album, and people are like, yeah, I don't know why we ever.
Yeah. Or maybe like being reluctant to accept her as an artist when she was making jazz music and stuff. But now that she's back to pop, it's like, oh, Mother is back, Mother Monster.
That's very true.
So maybe that's the kind of thing with that. But maybe this is the thing with Sabrina Carpenter is then we move past this and then her album comes out and it's actually really good. And then suddenly everyone's like, I get the cover, I get the concept, it's cool, she's
Yeah.
iconic. It's like maybe we
yeah.
can just take it as is in the present and not have to like tear somebody apart before we can praise them.
Yeah.
Amen.
I do honestly
A
feel
women.
a woman. I honestly do feel kind of like bad for her because I feel like I was just imagining like being in her shoes and like she had such a successful year for the past year and then she like posts this album cover and now suddenly like half of the people hate her. And I know that she's like not like I've seen her like statements and I think she's not really taking it to heart too much because she knows that the album is good and I think she's still confident in the creative choice and it's just going to be revealed to us when the album comes out. But I do feel kind of bad that like imagine being like everyone loves you, you're like the next big thing, and then suddenly like everyone hates you. It's
I don't
just
think everyone
crazy.
hates her, but I know what you
Yeah,
mean.
but like everyone's talking about her and everyone's like, yeah.
Because I feel like Please, 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 wow, I'm like speaking so fast, had a similar concept where it's kind of like, oh, I really like you, but everyone in my life thinks you're weird. It's like, don't embarrass me. It's like people have these feelings and we support women's rights and women's wrongs. I don't know.
I love that quote. Did you have any other artists that you wanted? Like, definitely Chapel Roan has had this where like she's had her time of like critiquing the media, and I really like what she's been doing. Like, I like that she's like confident in herself as an artist and like isn't changing for the media because it just makes her seem more like unique and creative to me.
Yeah, for sure. I think also like one of the things that I wanted to talk about, not specifically with Chapel Roan, but I think that the idea of girlhood being universal, and there's definitely like a lot of truth to that. Like there's a lot of shared experiences, especially with growing up and just existing in society. But I think that sometimes it can get out of hand like the second that you don't see yourself in a female pop star, just like somebody in the public eye, whatever. Like you're not always going to see yourself in that person just because you may have like shared experiences and we all kind of like are like connected through girlhood, but it doesn't always mean that you're going to agree with everything that, like a woman in the public eye
I feel
does,
like
or
that
that you're
could
going to like resonate with it. And so I think sometimes you will need to like kind of like this idea of somebody like, oh, you're a girl's girl or she's for the girls. It's like
I know I'm so tired of
that can
that.
be a good thing and it's good to be like a positive role model for other women. But do you know what I'm trying to say here? I don't
But like
know.
you don't have to like label every girl on what they are or what they offer for you basically. And I was going to say I think that maybe this could be a problem stemming from like the Taylor Swift fandom, which is just like Taylor Swift is really good at writing songs that are like very specific and like you can really see yourself in them. And everyone has a Taylor Swift song that like matches perfectly like a situation that they've been in. So I feel like now people expect all the other female artists to do that as well and have extremely relatable, every song be extremely relatable. And I like that's not possible for everyone to do. Like you can like music without having to relate to it. And I don't not listen to Manchild that much, not because I wouldn't even say it's because of the lyrics. I'd just say like the tune is just not, I've had it stuck in my head like 24/7, so maybe that's why I don't need to listen to it. But it's, I don't know, it just like hasn't stuck with me like sonically. I'm more of a like sonic music listener. But I feel like maybe Taylor Swift being so good at writing relatable lyrics has made everyone think that like every female pop star has to live up to that.
Yeah. And I think a lot of it also can tie into like intersectional feminism and just sort of that like not everybody has the same experience and you have to like still acknowledge your privilege and stuff too, which I think is important. Also sometimes with like pushing the boundaries in song lyrics, like I know Nicki Minaj had talked about how, like a lot of people were being like praised for owning their sexuality in music, but then she kind of felt like with Anaconda, suddenly everyone was kind of shaming
Uh,
her, and she was thinking that like as a Black woman, she didn't feel like then as welcomed to kind of like own her sexuality and explore that same thing that a lot of other people in like the pop world were doing at the time. So I think that's also something that's interesting to think about. And also stuff
yeah.
too with Chapel Roan saying like all the people that she knows that are like mothers are miserable, and kind of just like accepting that like yes, girlhood is a universal thing and there's something like so beautiful about that, but also that there's some women who want kids, some women who don't, some women who can't have kids, and it's like that's all okay, but just like being mindful of
Yeah.
everyone's experiences.
Yeah. Like, I think it's important to, instead of be like, to be a feminist, like, this is the one route that you have to take. Can you hear me? To be a feminist, like, you have to, like, be like this. I think it's more important to be like, to be a feminist, you just support, like, all the girls and support like what they want to do with their life, because yeah, I do remember that Chapel Roan thing now, and I know that like made a lot of people mad because people were like, wait, but I love being a mom, and like this is what I like worked my whole life for, was to like make enough money and then have a kid and then like take care of my kids. So like
Right.
I think it's just like whatever, you have to like support whatever people want for their life. Unless it's like
Yeah.
hurting other people, obviously.
Yeah. No, literally. Like feminism is literally just a woman pursuing her dreams, like whatever that is.
Yeah.
And just being welcome to do that because it's like we're all equal. And so I think that how this ties into pop music is kind of just like, I guess there's always going to be different experiences and maybe not everything's going to click with every single person. But I mean, and this also ties into the kind of thing where like the internet's always for, not everything is for you. Like sometimes you can look at something and be like, I don't resonate with that. That's not for me.
Guys, check
Still a
out
cool
that episode.
artist.
That wait,
Yes.
did we make an episode about that, or was that just Nicole Raffi?
I think Nicole Raffi did, but we talked about it like a million
Okay.
times. But yeah, another
Nicole
thing is
Raffi.
it really does seem like women can't win. Like one of the things that I wrote down is whether it's Sabrina Carpenter, like owning her sexuality through lyrics, or Taylor Swift, quote unquote, only writing about breakup songs, or Beyonce writing about cosplaying a 9-to-5 job and break my soul. It's like people are always going to be nitpicky about lyrics, and women in pop music suffer from this a little bit extra because I think that lyrics are definitely picked apart. And
To be fair, I'm glad that the world is coming to terms with also extremely nitpicking male lyrics. For example, Benson Boone's
Moonbeam ice cream.
Like,
What is
thank
that?
goodness.
What is
Did you
that?
see the review that said like Benson Boone wrote his album in 17 days and it shows?
And it shows. I did see that. Variety. You're a
And then,
real
like,
one.
I watched his music video where he's like getting back at the haters, and I was like, honestly, like, good job like including all these references, but like I still don't like your music. And hey, I gave you a view, and do with that what you will, but that
I did not give a view of Benson Boone. You'll not be getting my views. Sorry
what's
about
the
it.
that song? Did you listen to that song I sent? Bada bing, bada boom. And
did.
PDP put up.
I did. Thank you for sharing that with me. Okay, I feel like, is that all that we wanted to talk about today?
I think so. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it kind of cut out, but I heard that.
Okay. I think my takeaway is that like I am still just semi neutral to positive about Sabrina Carpenter's current music, and I like her, and I'm excited to see. I think since she feels confident about the art direction of this album, I'm excited to see how it comes about, like how it unravels. You know?
Yes. My big takeaway, or my big Tate McRae. So I don't know why I wanted to say that. My big Tate McRae from this episode is that I think Sabrina Carpenter has a vision, and I'll probably listen to the album. I don't know if I'll be the biggest fan, but that was kind of the same thing with the last album.
Yeah.
Last album, she was just like, I'm so horny. And I was like, you know what, go girl. But like, probably not in my playlist, but that's okay. I think she has a vision, and I support her as long as she's confident in her vision and following her dream. She believed she
Yeah.
could, so she did.
And
Amen.
hey,
women.
yeah, and hey, Declan McKenna opened for her, so she must be a good person if Declan McKenna likes her.
Right. That doesn't make Imagine Dragons good people. I'm just
Okay,
kidding.
wait. That
I'm kidding. Okay, no hate. Anyways,
that brings
guys,
up a very interesting conversation.
next episode is like, are Imagine Dragons good people?
And
Anyways,
Benson Boone, and them saying that, and Benson Boone is signed to Imagine Dragons label.
really?
Yeah.
Guys, the men aren't safe either. When you heard this entire episode and you were like, why are they just like talking about women and pop music? No, the men will be shot on as well. And I'm just kidding. We're not shitting on anybody today, but thank you
Except
so
Benson
much.
Boone.
Yeah, that part. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening to Telepathy. Welcome to season 3, where we're
Welcome.
bigger and better. Yay!
Yeah.
We'll see you next Tuesday. Give this podcast a review on whichever platform you're listening on, if that's YouTube or Spotify, where the video episodes are located. Shout out. Period. We'll see you next Tuesday.
See you guys. Adios.
Bye. Follow us on Instagram at the Telepathy Pod. I forgot to say that. Bye.
Yes. Bye.